Greetings, fellow magical wanderers. Where do I begin? There's been a lot on my heart and a lot on my mind. And it has been translating itself through physical ways that I'm not necessarily too fond of, but I am working through it. And I'm doing the shadow work that is necessary to bring illumination and awareness so I can bring change for and to myself before I even think about trying to go out into the collective and offer some positive message. And so that is why my uploading has been very sporadic, because that's been a time of reoccurrence lately. And I'm just like you. I'm human. I have my own life. I have my own set of things that I am growing through personally. And by no means are you required to sit here and listen to me talk at all. So take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If you feel called to stay, thank you for staying. Really what I want to express today is an apology to the world. An apology to the planet and nature and just everything that has been so misused and abused, especially nature and the environment, and then the people abusing the planet and taking all the resources possible and not sharing, and having a lot of anger and greed towards each other and fighting each other and hurting each other and killing each other. I mean, it's a mess. It is such a mess. And it's not just right now. It's been like it for a long time, and you know it. We all know it. Yet what are we going to do about it? We all know it. Yet where does it come in when we actually realize what we can do about it and stop being pressed under the thumb of the government and the societal system saying, no, you can't do that, or else, or else, or else, or else we're going to put you into prison, or else we're going to take away everything that you love, or we're going to take away your privileges, or we're going to take away your credit points, or we're going to ban your social media account if you do the opposite of what we tell you to. Like, I'm going to drink some water for that, because last time I checked, I wasn't wanting to grow up to still be bullied. I wasn't wanting to grow up and have something still breathing at the back of my neck, to where it can totally take the joy and the fun and peace out of life. So anyways, today what I'm talking about is a situation that happened very, very, very recently. And it's a situation that brought a flame into my soul. It was so saddening and yet so irritating. And I felt irate in the core of my beingness. And that does not happen very often. I'm able to remain grounded. I'm able to remain center. I'm able to bite my tongue. I'm able to get through whatever I'm needing to get through. But this time was different. Let me share with you what happened. So the setting is my workplace, and I have a morning shift. It goes 7 to 3. So today I already knew was going to be a little bit different because I knew I was being assigned to a fairly new task. A task that was going to become more of my norm. So I was already expecting that, but I was not expecting to be going into work and being told, after they had me do the new task for a while, then all of a sudden I was pulled to the side and told to go help with something else. What ended up happening was, at some point last night, the whole refrigeration system and the compressor to the freezers and the refrigerator stopped working. From the meat department all the way over to the opposite side of the store to the produce. Everything on the back wall in the refrigeration, everything in the meat, the fish, the meat, everything. Everything got to be above 60 degrees Fahrenheit. And that means it's no longer safe for consumption. The meter was tilted as far as it could possibly go. If it could go to 80 or 70, it probably would. Who knows what time it turned off at night? No one was there. It happened overnight. And it stopped cooling the things, and before you know it, oh well, the meat clerk comes in, he smells something funny. He smells rotting meat. And come to find out, it was rotting meat that was not being refrigerated. And so what I had to help with all day was taking every single item. It kind of makes me sick talking about it, but I had to take every single item off of those shelves, put them in carts, roll them to the back in the receiving area where there was a puddle of these carts starting to fill up because this is probably 1 million items, near $1 million or over worth of product. And mind you, 50% of it probably did not even need to be refrigerated until after opening, and 80% of it was still consumable, meaning you could probably still eat it and be okay. But no. Everything was being checked off and thrown in the dumpster. And as I was doing this, my soul was speaking to me. I was nearly in tears, angry tears, and saddening tears, while I was pulling all this stuff off the shelves, thinking, I'm not being paid $16.50 an hour to condone planetary starvation, suffering, and mass food waste. It was unbelievable to me that all this was being thrown away. And it went right out to the dumpster. And the dumpsters that were being filled up exceeded the weight limit. So I have no idea what happens from there, but sometime this evening, they're gonna find out whether they need to start taking out stuff out of the dumpster and do whatever else with it, but it's all being trashed. And my heart was breaking, thinking about all the people in the world who are starving and who would give anything to have something to eat and taking the risk and chance if it was spoiled or not. Some people are in that predicament where they probably would eat something that's spoiled because they are so starving. And it's something to fuel your body. But this lit a flame in me. And now my soul is feeling called to do something about it. And I'm not going to share it just yet, because this is just a seed that I'm planting. And I need to nourish that and put all my energy and intention into that myself first, so that I can get it off the ground. Because this cannot continue. The corporations, the franchises, the small businesses, the restaurants, the markets, wasting so much perfectly good food. Oh, maybe it has a dot in it. Maybe it has a little speck of mold on it. Maybe that maybe that milk is slightly spoiled. Okay, I have a bright idea. Let's just throw it all in the dumpster. That's great. It's not even necessary. With spoiled milk, you can make kefir. You can make cheese. Oh, and then before you know it, you start making your own recipes, and we go back to the days where we're more self-sufficient and self-reliant and actually doing stuff for ourselves instead of having AI order it for us and having Uber deliver it to us. And you know what I mean? Like, there's another way to life. It was just so overwhelming today. It was so, like, still. I mean, honestly, it was traumatizing because it was making me question whether or not I wanted to quit right then and there, that job, because I was so disgusted. And all this other stuff in the store is so highly, ridiculously priced. And then here's all these thousands of dollars being thrown in the garbage. What kind of fucking scam is that? How does that feel on your dollar value mindset? What does money really mean? What is money worth to you? And this is why, amongst many other reasons, why I've had such a predicament relationship with money in my past. I just could not wrap my mind around and wrap my soul around not only why and how people could possibly sell their soul for crap that is completely valuable instead of the soul that is invaluable, but also how people can attach such a value to something as ridiculous as money. And to see that this same thing of money is creating planetary war, governmental systems that are corrupt, bankruptcy, corrupt banking, people who are angry and greedy with their money, willing to kill other people for money and power behind the money. I mean, at a young age, I threw my hands up on that and I said, I don't want anything to do with that. I don't want to touch that. That's going to hurt somebody. Why would I want to touch that? Why would I want to be included in that? What does that offer me? I came here not understanding that concept. And so did you. So think about it. Why are we so conformed to believe and to act upon and to totally surround our lives in this thing called money? Why are we to be brainwashed to think that it's money or it's nothing? Or your life does not exist, pretty much. Because you won't be able to buy food. You won't be able to have your car. You won't be able to enjoy the things that cost money. Going to the movies. You won't be able to buy camping gear to go out into the woods and pitch up a tent. Oh, because the tent costs money. Oh, because the lighters cost money. The matches cost money. The flint and steel fucking costs money. I mean, I threw my hands up because I wanted nothing to do with that. In this society, in this world, that's the only percentage of my mind that says, why is this happening to us? Because this isn't innately us. This has been corrupted into our system. Into our system. Think about it. The price tag is also attached to your state of health and how you're able to cure yourself. The hospitals, the urgent cares, the health centers are billion-trillion-dollar agencies that want you to continue getting sick so they have clientele. This is where the fall of humanity is. We've lost our senses. We've lost our morality. We've lost our value in thinking that we have a value, a tangible financial value. Oh, you're rich? Oh, you got so much in your retirement? Oh my gosh, you got so much back in your taxes this year? Oh, you're something special, aren't ya? How about this? You love your dog very much. You take it out into the woods, and it gets absolutely attacked by ticks. You have to take it in to the veterinarian, where they try and charge you hundreds of dollars to provide a medicine that will heal the dog. And perhaps they can maybe take all the ticks out, but there's no guarantee they'll get all of them out. But you're still gonna pay $500 or more nowadays, maybe thousands. And then you end up losing your dog. How special do you feel now? What's your idea of financial value? What do you think the dollar's worth? I mean, charging you thousands of dollars to help you heal yourself, to help your animal heal, to provide care, charging money for it. And that's also something that's coming from a caregiver who's spent a lot of years caregiving. And it's something I'm passionate about in my heart because I like people. I like spending time with people, especially elderly. They're so fascinating and kind. They're kind if you're kind to them, but if you have this mindset of, oh, people don't like me and I don't like people, and everybody's rude to me and they give me attitude, and especially elderly, they're rude to me. If you had that mindset, you're not gonna vibe, and that's not for you. But if you don't and you go into it with the kind, present, and down-to-earth demeanor that's actually coming through genuine unto them, and they are aware of that, they're going to respect you. Because you have to understand the generation that they come from. You have to think outside of the box that's bigger than your small little self. And that comes through humility as well. You have to sacrifice your ego, essentially, to work with others in their lives, sacrificing your own needs to provide needs of those around you and that you love. Now, being a caregiver isn't for everybody because it's a hard job, but I will say I learned a lot. And what I learned is that it's a great level of self-sacrifice. You nearly do it entirely, especially if you work full-time as a caregiver, which I did. I would literally help clients wake up out of bed in the morning, do everything that entails their care routine, and then stay until the evening and put them down for bed. And everything in between there was literally mostly hand-holding and spending time with them, giving them company, talking to them, because maybe their family abandoned them because they didn't want to deal with it. Or maybe the care center was insufficient and mean to that person that you're caring for. And so therefore, maybe they only feel safe in your energy. Maybe they only feel safe to only talk to you because you're not judging them. You're not coming from a place of like, oh, I work here and my boss who works here and my boss says, I absolutely have to make you do this at any cost. I wasn't approaching that person like that because that wasn't my role. But what I'm getting at is we've lost our senses on how to care for one another. We've lost our senses on how we can integrate the ego, the healthy ego, by letting it go. By realizing there's something bigger than ourselves. There's something bigger than our self-desires. There's the collective desire that should and can be what's the greatest, highest good and betterment for all. And so that's ultimately what I'm planning on doing with this situation that just happened in my store. Because this is ridiculous. It cannot go on. There can't be any more food waste. There can't be any more mass planetary starvation while all this food, perfectly good, consumable food, is being wasted. That is ridiculous. And that is a waste of money. When we can be putting those thousands of dollars, that $1 million, into creating condos for the houseless, into providing more food funds on the EBT. Think about it. Why is EBT even a thing? Is that just the government's way of like, okay, well, we'll support you with these breadcrumbs. Yeah, we'll support you with those breadcrumbs. There you go. Yeah, don't ever say we don't take care of you. We got you. There's your $100 for the month. Yeah, that's on us. We did that because we love you. And this is for your greater good. I'm just done. I'm as done as I possibly can be while I still am living here. And boy, is that ever so internally controversial. I question sometimes, like, huh, how am I still so resilient to remain here, to stay alive, to keep myself alive? What is it about life that creates an ever-evolving inspiration to just keep me here, to keep me from ending this paradigm and moving on to the next? What is it about this paradigm that is making me feel like I want to or have to stay? It's ultimately my choice, and no one is going to ever take that choice away from me. And if anybody tries, then I will make it then and there. And then they'll really see that they also have a choice. And we all have a choice. So yeah, I'm going to be creating something very powerful with the intentions of spreading it planetarily and helping a massive humanitarian cause to provide less starvation unto those whom just want to live, and unto those who've been kicked out by the system and don't have a choice to eat or to even know the difference between perfectly good food and possibly spoiled food. Do you understand your privilege? Do you understand what all you take for granted every minute? Think about it. If you're in four walls and you feel like you are wanting more because you're unsatisfied, then perhaps you need to actually go talk to a houseless person and see and remember just how lucky you are. Or if you'd rather trade, I'm sure that houseless person would trade with you. And better be careful, because some of these houseless people are really irritated at the system and they become angry. And if you're not careful and you do it in the wrong place, your life may actually be traded out. And I say that as lightly as possible, but that's the reality today, nowadays. That's the reality. Because people have been discarded like trash. And that is so entirely wrong. And I'm sick of that. And that's what I came here to end. So I'm having a very high-pitched ringing in my ear, and it's been going on for a minute now. So I'm going to end it there and meditate on this. And yeah, take what resonates, leave what doesn't, but please reflect on what you are truly grateful for. Reflect on what you have possibly been taken for granted. And just also think about ways that you can help. Small or big. Anything. Anything. Even if you have money. Even if you have an abundance of money. Maybe buy even a small meal for whatever for someone that you see on the street. I guarantee you, you will be seeing someone on the street. And that is the opportunity the universe is giving you. To know that you have the opportunity of giving to that person because the universe has given to you to give to that person. It was never a selfish thing. You were never just meant to hold on to it and keep it for your whole life, tight clutched in your arms. You're meant to share it. So go into that store, go into that restaurant, maybe take them with you and have them choose for themselves for the first time in a long time, a thing off the menu or something off the shelf. Anything. And in fact, I will join you. I will do that next time. I see someone on the street, I will either provide something for them straight up, or I will use my discernment, see if they're safe and kind, and like really truly discern. And then I'll invite them to walk with me to the store or whatnot and pick something out for themselves because they deserve it. They're human. They're human too. They just don't have a loving home or a safe place to return to at the end of the day like you do. And I've been there. Living in your vehicle that's no bigger than 6x6. Sleeping in it. Every night. Hot or cold. Sweat or dry. And not knowing where you're possibly going to sleep at night, whether it's safe, whether you're going to get knocked on by an authority, or who knows. And sometimes being really scared to fall asleep in your vehicle at night. Especially when you have tinted windows, because you don't want anybody seeing into your home. So you have tinted windows, but then at night you can't see shit outside of them. So then you're extra scared because you don't know. You don't know. You can't even see it if someone is tapping on the window for you to go or something else. So yeah, that's that. I'm going to end it there. Reflect on what you're grateful for. Reflect on what you've been taking for granted. And help each other. Help the next person you see on the street in any possible way that you can. And until next time, I look forward to connecting with you. I'm really proud of all the progress and everything you've been providing yourself, and also for opening yourself up to the blessings of the universe. And thank you so much for being here and sharing 33 minutes with me. Namaste.